Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. This is to part zero of my one series I was thinking about doing. I made a thumbnail and all. I got it all majority figured out. Before I begin, I want to apologize to I won't be able to say certain words correctly. I currently, if you haven't kept up my community tab, I currently have no teeth in my mouth. I had them all ripped out, so, that was fun, by the way. But nevertheless, there'll be some words I can't form normally, but never, like I said, this is going to be a non-script what if. This is basically what I have thought ahead of time, and majority would be on top of my head. I had, um, I had help with the story a little, well, a good portion of the story with one of my friends, so. Now, let's get into her quirk before we get into the story itself. Izumi is going to have basically a kinetic energy quirk. Only how this works is by impact from her fists or her hands will produce kinetic energy and making, very devastating in impacts from her strength. If it comes, like, think of it, she used her quirk on a human skull. The human skull would, no longer be there using her full power. She has a mutation quirk, but we're pretty much you see Mirko's daughter, so, there's that. And quirk suggestion for this what if is from one of my subscribers, so I tweaked it a little bit, so nevertheless, let's get to our story. I need to add one little thing. When she activates her quirk, her white silverish hair turns into a bright pink hair color. That's the way you could tell that her quirk is activated. Nevertheless, let's get on to the story. As we cut to Safety Committee HQ, as a midget-sized man wearing a white lab coat with a gray beard with goggles on, as he stands in the middle of the room, as the Safety Committee Council greet the greet the doctor. Good, you have arrived. What do you need of me? You have done commission work with us before. Good, doctor. I'd like you to. Sorry, again. Something beeped at me for a minute. I'd like to request a special project we've been thinking on doing. Pro Hero Mirko has been causing us a little bit of trouble. I'd like to commission you to make a special type of weapon. What type of weapon do you have in mind? Goddamn, the stupid. Yeah, I need to stop doing that. Give me a second. Know of your little experiments you like to do. We'd like you to create a perfect weapon that would be completely loyal to us. Interesting. Please continue. Bring the sample. As they bring a dead unborn, a undead fetus that's in a glass jar. The doctor, this is a unborn fetus, dead fetus, if you want to give it a technical term. Good doctor. This is the same fetus from Pro Hero Mirko that Unfortunately, the child never survived. We required it after some greasing some dials, paying off certain people, all the technical stuff you have to go through. Interesting. You know the fetus is completely useless. We're aware of that, Doctor. But the genetics will be quite useful. Very well. I accept your commission job. I'll contact you when I have it all set up. As the doctor takes the fetus, as he gets, sometime later, he gets back to his lab. As he takes a vial of blood from several storage that he has, as the doctor used the genetic material of the fetus and the genetic material from the vial of blood, as he begins to do his work, as several years has passed, as you have as you have the doctor staring at the test tube, as you see a little baby girl with bunny ears in the test tube, hooked to a breathing tube, basically, covering her face. As several of the safety committee, as you have one of the council members walked into the doctor's laboratory. So is this, so is this the project? So is this the weapon you have created for us? Indeed. Couldn't you just increase her, couldn't you, sorry guys, couldn't you accelerate her aging? Of course not. That would ruin my masterpiece, after all. My Mona Lisa. Perfection can't be rushed. Don't worry, your weapon will be ready when the time comes. Until then, be patient. Very well. I expect results, Doctor. You will get results. As one of the council members leave the office, as the doctor scowls, idiots. If they only knew what I actually have planned for them. My dear child. They might think you a weapon, but you're far more than that, my child. As we cut several years, as you have Inko and Izuku going down to the Quirk doctor, as the secretary buzzed her in, as Inko sees the doctor, the Quirk doctor, on his desk, as he has a little girl sitting on his lap with some white bunny ears. Ah, Miss Midoriya, please come in. Izumi, why don't you go play? Okay, Dad. Okay, Grandpa. As she gets up, as the doctor gives her a coloring book, as she just sits down and doodling and what kids do. You must apologize, Miss Midoriya. I couldn't find a babysitter for my dear granddaughter. It's quite all right. Ah, so this must be your child. Yes, this is Izuku. We're here to examine, see if he developed a quirk. Very well. Now, young men, this might sting a bit, as the doctor takes some blood. Izumi, dear. Yes, Grandpa? Why don't you keep, why don't you keep them company? Okay. As She walks over to Izuku as, they start talking. Several hours has passed as the good old doctor informed Inko that her son is quirkless. That's the same scene that happened in canon happened here. The only difference, Izumi's in the office as Inko's crying, apologizing to her son. As the doctor tells Izuku to keep his dreams in reality. As the doctor and Inko are talking, as Izumi sits right next to Izuku, as Izuku have a dead look on his face, looking down. As Izumi's like, "Don't worry, Izuku. I believe you can be a hero. After all dreams are based out of reality. It's up to you if you have the drive to make it a reality." Really? As she waves Izuku off as Inko comes to collect her son, as Izumi gives Inko a disgusted look on her face, as she was quite confused by the little girl, the look of the little girl gave her as she walks out the office with her son. Grandpa, why'd you... Sorry. Grandfather, why are you wanting me to act all innocent and all that? Simple, my dear. We must betray us as we're a normal family. Okay, Grandpa. So, I see you taking a liking to the boy, Izumi. I have, Grandfather. Good, good. That would be most useful in the future. What do you mean? Don't worry, it all will become clear in the future. Come on, my beloved granddaughter. It's time to go. Where are we going, Grandfather? Simple. We're going to the safety committee. You understand your mission? Yes, yes, Grandfather. I'll play to act as their little weapon. Until you give me the order, then I'll eliminate them. Good, good. That's my adorable little bunny. If you're a good little girl, you'll meet your father once the mission is completed. Really? I get to meet Dad? Indeed, my sweet little girl. Now you must play the part. Okay, Grandfather. As we time skip around... Well, actually, yeah, we time skip, basically. As we time skip around when she's 11. As she's been trained at the safety committee by Lady Nagant herself. As Lady Nagant is disturbed by this little girl's pure brutality during her training. Several of her trainers were massacred in the most brutal way possible. Even though Izumi's 11, by day, she attends normal life to display a nice cover story. But by night, she does missions for the safety committee. As she was ordered to keep an eye on the green hair boy by her grandfather. She doesn't understand why, but she does have a soft spot for the green hair boy. She doesn't understand why, but she follows her grandfather's orders regardless. As she gets As she walks into the classroom, as the teacher informs class that they're having a new student, as Izuku, bright, when Izuku noticed Izumi, he remembers her. Since that day, the only person that believed he could be a hero was Izumi herself. So as the teacher directed her to her seat, as she sits right next to Izuku, sitting between Bakugo and Izuku. Izumi has a bright smile on her face. It's been a while, Izuku. How you been? I've been good. As he looks down, as Izumi, looks at him curiously. What's wrong? As he knows, Izuku has a black eye. As she sees Bakugo snicker into himself. Quirkless loser. As Izumi gets a vicious look on her face. As Izumi observes Bakugo and Izuku's encounters, as she finds it pisses her off seeing the blonde boy pick on Izuku such a way. Immediately when Bakugo was picking on Izuku, as he was left on the ground, hurled in a ball from his little groups, or his little goons, beating on him. As Bakugo starts laughing as he walks away, immediately Bakugo gets kicked in the back as he goes flying into a wall. As his little goons try to rush towards Izumi, as Izumi punched the ground using kinetic energy, as they get thrown back into the wall next to Bakugo, as Izumi places her foot on his throat. If I ever catch you doing that to Izuku again, Sparkles, well, let's just say you won't be walking for a while. As she begins to beat on him severely, until a couple of teachers to break it up. Teacher forces Izumi to shake Bakugo's hand as she grabs onto his hand, pulls him close as she whispers in his ear, "This is not over. Not by a long shot, Sparkles." As she puts a fake smile, as she helps Izuku up, as she spends more time with the green hair boy named Izuku Midoriya. As throughout the years, the school noticed that she's quite overprotective over Izuku. And when they went into middle school, her fondness, her overprotective nature for Izuku has stayed firm. As she's put Bakugo in the hospital several times, anyone that dared to lay a hand on Izuku, she beats them down without no mercy. Hey, Izumi, as Izuku walks up to her, "Yeah, what is it, Izuku? I was hoping if you wanted to hang out tonight. Sorry. Unfortunately, I would love to, Izuku, but I can't. I have some family, I have a family issue I have to deal with. A ring check, though." Okay. Chin up, Izuku. Izumi has been over Izuku's house several times. Inko doesn't know why Izumi doesn't like her. Izuku has asked that himself, but she's never said anything to him about it. As you have Izumi staring down on the building with her binoculars, as her intercom on her ear goes off. "White Death. Are you in position?" "Yes, I'm in position, sir." "Good. Lady Nagant will be in your location in about 5 minutes. Understood. Be thorough, White Death, and leave no survivors. Understood, sir. We cut to several heroes in the building, talking to each other. As several a low tier gang walks in. You have the money? Yeah, we have it all here. Good. As long as you provide us with the necessary funds, we'll look the other way around when it concerning your operations. Immediately, the lights turn off as everyone sees a 14-year-old girl break through the window. As she immediately begins slaughtering everyone in there, heroes and criminals alike. As she kicks the two heroes, implanting them in the wall. As she flash steps, reappears in front of the gang members. As she kicks their heads off of their body, as there's nothing left but scattered brain matter over the floor. As she begins brutally slaughtering everyone. As she takes a pistol off of her, she takes a pistol off of her hip. As she walks over to the heroes. As she places the barrel of the gun against their head. As she opens fire, killing the heroes instantly. As Lady Nagant finally arrives. You're late, Sensei. White Death. This is way too far. What? Our orders to kill them. They never said I couldn't have a little fun with them, They never said I couldn't have a little fun with them, after all. There's too many bodies here. What did you do? Nothing really. I just silenced any witnesses, after all. We're clear. To eliminate all witnesses, no matter who they were. Men, women, children, it doesn't matter. A weapon doesn't have no right to second guess their orders. As she skips around, laughing, with the innocent smile. I'll catch you later, Sensei. Have fun with the cleanup. Several safety committee agents come into the building as Izumi, stops. Oh, by the way, Lady Nagant, assistance is no longer required. What do you mean, White Death? As she starts laughing, kill her. As they open fire at Lady Nagant, as she barely got out of there alive. Huh. Interesting. I always knew Sensei was good, but after all, she's the one who taught me. What are you idiots doing? Track her down and kill her. Or should I kill you next? Yes, White Death. Good. Now go. HQ, this is White Death. Lady Nagant got away. A couple of the agents are on her trail. Orders? Fine. I will allow them to do their job. It would have been easier if you just allowed me to kill her. Fine, fine, fine. I'll head back to HQ. I love my job. As she walks out, get into the vehicle, as she heads back to her safe, well, HQ, as she debriefs her commanding officer. After debriefing her, as she heads she heads back home. As she opens the door, as you see the good old doctor, Dr. Ojiko. Ah, granddaughter, how did it go? Ah, it was quite fun, but my main target got away. That's a shame. Why don't you get cleaned up? I have dinner waiting for you, dear. Okay, grandfather. As she sits down at the kitchen table, eating her dinner. How long do I have to do this, grandfather? Playing their little toy. Don't worry, granddaughter. Time will come soon when you can eliminate them all. Good, because I'm tired of listening to those idiots. I'm gonna ask grandfather, why do you want me to stay close to the green hair boy? Don't get me wrong, I enjoy his company and all, but I'm a bit confused. It was your father's orders. Of course. Never met the man, but he still has me doing his dirty work. Don't worry, dear. You meet your father soon enough. Understood. Well, I have some homework to do. It's a good thing I don't have to require sleep, because doing this safety committee dirty work would put a hassle in my social life. As Izumi, does her homework, as we jump to the next day, as she walks in the hallway, as she sees Bakugo pinning Izuku pinning him against a locker. I told you once. I told you once. I told you several times, Sparkles. The green hair boy is off the limits. Or shall I remind you of that? As Bakugo gets a dry sweat. Izumi? Yes, that is my name. As she cracks her knuckles. Now, Sparkles, do I have to repeat myself? No, 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 no. I'm sorry. Good. Beat it. And you too. Beat it as well. Unless you want to take another trip to the hospital. I quite enjoy our little time together, after all. You three are perfect. You're pretty much my stress toys, after all. Bye bye. As all will run off. I don't know why you allow them to do that, Izuku. You need to stick up for yourself, but they have quirks. That doesn't matter. That's it. What? What, Izumi? After school. What do you mean after school? You'll find out. Just meet me after school. I believe it's about time that I toughen you up a little bit. Ruffles his hair as Izuku's like, stop that. What? I quite enjoy ruffling your hair. Come on, let's get to class before we get in trouble. After all, I can't have my perfect record broken. After all, I've never missed a day of school. I have a reputation to uphold, after all. But when your reputation be ruined, you're always in detention. Huh, that doesn't matter. As long as I have my grades up and I attend school every day, that doesn't matter to me one bit. Come on, Izuku, let's get going. Girl, if you want to be a hero, you're going to have to learn some self-defense. After all, you weren't graced with a Quirk. As she looks down, well, he looks down as, none of that, Izuku. I won't have you look down like that. So what, you don't have a Quirk? Quirks don't matter. As long as you have the drive and the training, you're going to be a great hero one day, Izuku. I know it. Even if I have to beat you down and mold you into the hero you're going to be, so be it. As Izuku gulps, don't worry, I won't hurt you too bad. That's probably where we're going to cut it off. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.